This is how you send mint errors and varieties to PCGS for grading and attribution. First, go to portsmouthcoinshop.com and check out all the coins we have up for sale. We have extra large images where you can click on it and look at the coins real close before you buy them. So check out portsmouthcoinshop.com. So let's get started on how to submit coins to PCGS that are mint errors or varieties. First, you want to go to PCGS's website. Now, really, I shouldn't have to do this video because they literally have written the book, page by page over here, on how to submit coins to them. All you have to do is read it. I know some of you have trouble with how much do I put down for the value? How much do I send it in for? And that's guessing, really. But I'll show you how I do it. You might have to find another way, it's better. But I'll show you how I do it. But first you need to come to PCGS and you need to read all about their services. And I can show you here, when you have this little drop down here and it tells you the services, you have coin grading and banknote grading, printable submission forms, online coin submission guide, package and mail coins. They tell you exactly how they would like for you to do it. They're not going to punish you if you make a mistake, though. It happens. As long as it's insured and you package your package really well and it makes it to their facility, they're going to do what they can. They'll send you emails if you make a mistake or if they need to change something. All you got to do is reply to the email and say, yes, that's okay. I do it all the time. I even make little mistakes sometimes. I'll forget something or I'll do something wrong. Little mistakes are nothing. No big deal. As long as your coins are safe and secure and you've got them insured, you're fine. So first, let's take a look at some of this. So we have different submission types like reholder, regrade, coin grading. Obviously, you know what that is. Crossover from one grading company to another. As far as reconsideration on a grade, you can do that too. And it tells you view pricing. So all you have to do is come over here and do that. If you want to know what it costs and how to do it, it tells you how to do it. It says learn more, find out more, how it works, regrade without risk. You can't miss on this stuff. What you want to concentrate on is variety, attribution, okay? And that's one thing that you can click on and take a look at and read. That way you can understand it a little bit better. And it says review our list. So you want to make sure that PCGS does recognize the variety, and what will help you out with that too is also, they even have a submit now button. But what will help you out with that also is looking at their price guide. So, but first, before you do anything, you want to join. And a lot of people ask me, well, okay, which tier to join? Well, which one can you afford? I like the platinum. I get 8 vouchers with that. They give you the Rare Coin Market magazine. They'll send you a t-shirt, which I don't really wear the t-shirts. But the bottom line is you get those 8 vouchers, and now you're a member, and you can take those 8 vouchers and you could submit it. Now, that's for a regular submission. I think it's for the express. You have to pay more for a mint error on top of that. You still have to select variety attribution. So you've selected your tier, you've joined, and now you are a member of PCGS. And before I move forward, I just want to say this. I'm using PCGS here, but NGC is not much different. Okay, Annex is a little different. They don't have an online submission, but PCGS and NGC are pretty much the same. I'm selecting PCGS to do this because PCGS is a little bit quicker right now. NGC is so far behind, it's taken them 2 months almost to even look at your coins. That's the only reason why I would select one over the other. But there are some coins that are worth more in PCGS holders, and you can check their price guides for that, and then you can select which to send it to, which company, because you want to send it to the company where the coin's worth the most. And that's how you select it. As far as grading is concerned and services, they're pretty much on par with each other. So then here is, like I said, a price guide. So you have a coin, and let's say I have some Eisenhower dollars here, and I'm wanting to submit them. Now, I did a video already and showed you how to go through the process of submitting and packaging coins. They have all that information here for you to read, and it's better to read and do it the way they're asking to do it. Like I said, mistakes no big deal, but you want to make sure that you're reading how they want you to do it. Because I can do an NGC video, a PCGS video, an ACS video. I could do an ICG video, but you'd have to watch 4 videos and then figure out where you're going to send it. And the best thing to do is to read each website, call them up on the phone if you can, or send them an email, try to get in contact with them if you're confused. That's the best way of doing it. 10 videos is not going to help you if you're not willing to go to their website and read how they have the guides that they have on how to do it. So we'll click on the Eisenhower dollar here. And what we're going to look at is I found some double die proofs. And you want to make sure that it's listed here. So I'm going to scroll down to silver proofs. And I know that's what they are. They're actually what they call the brownites. They're in the little GSA black background. I have a 71S, and I want to make sure that 71S is actually listed here. So we'll look. Yep, it's the 106, and I'm figuring at least 64 to 65. So I pretty much have, $12 I think in it, maybe. I think it is. Might have $8 in it, I'm not sure. But I know that if I send it off, that it's going to be worth it, because I'm going to have the grading fee. I already have my voucher, which I paid for, and then I'm going to have to put another $18 on it. So I know it's worth it. Now, if I get a 67, look at that. Now, what if mine's a decam? So you can scroll down here and you can play around with it a little bit. You can say, well, okay, so I think mine's a decam and I think it's a 67. I want to insure it for $425. So I don't do it that way because I don't have that much in it, and I'm not out much if it gets lost or some crazy thing, or it gets graded some low grade. That's not, I don't worry about that. Okay, you're really just guessing, because you really don't want to get involved in shooting for the moon. You've got to be realistic. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get less of a grade when you first start doing this than what you think it is. So bank on it. Be conservative. Don't try to go crazy with your values and thinking it's going to be worth all this big giant money. You are testing the waters because you don't have the experience of grading coins. That's why you're watching this video, so you can learn how to do it. So you're new. So expect less, not more. So be realistic in what you have in that coin and just insure it for that amount. You cannot insure it for an amount you might gain. That's not how it works. You'll definitely spend a lot more money, and you will be very disappointed in playing this if you do it that way. Now, if it wasn't a proof, and let's say I had a Lincoln Cent double die. So I'd go over here to Lincoln Cent, photo grade. You could take a look at what grade it's potentially could be, and then you would look at the price guide. So we can go back to the price guide and take a look at Lincoln Cents and see if, let's say, a 1917 double die. I might have one. So we'll take a look at that. And we'll click on the Lincoln Cent wheat reverse, and we'll look at 1917 and scroll down a little bit. And there's the 17 double die. Well, we know it's a kind of a rare double die, and even in low grades, $85. So you found it in a roll, and you paid, let's say, $10 for the roll. So you can say you have $10 in the coin. So it's going to cost you that plus, whatever the voucher cost you, shipping and all that. It's probably worth sending off, even if it's in a G4. If it really jumps when it's in higher grades, like here's fine. So yeah, you might want to send it off. So that's how you do that. That's how you decide. And then you would insure it for the amount that you think the grade is based off of the price guide. That's how you do that. So looking up varieties values to see how much they're worth, and basically also looking at photo grade to see what grade they might be, so that you know what to send them in under, how much to insure them, or whether they're worth sending off, is a little bit easier than mint errors. Mint errors pose a different issue because of the fact that PCGS and NGC don't have a price guide on mint errors. They have varieties, but not mint errors. And mint error price guides are very hard to come by. So you have to go by past sold auctions. So you would come over to Heritage, and you would want to go to the US coin auctions, and you would actually pick the category. It drops down, and you would scroll down to mint errors. And what we're going to do, I think the best thing is probably, let's say, off center. A lot of people find off center coins, and we'll type in that in the search. And it doesn't really matter if it's a cent or it's a dime. We can type in a cent if we want to. And this is how you would determine how much something has sold for, so that you know whether you want to send yours off or not. So we can see some of the values, or like an Indian cent here. If you have an Indian cent, obviously at $1,495, it's well worth the $65 plus the grading fee and the shipping. Also, you look at some of these other errors here that I have down. It's off center 16S. What you don't notice is you don't notice a lot of more modern coins. Like here, you do have one. It's an obverse brockage off center, and it's $115. You're starting to push the limits of how much something's worth to actually send off or not. You know, you're almost where it's almost not worth it, but it's worth it because 115 is probably a little bit more than what it's going to cost you to have it graded overall if you don't have much in the coin. So you come over to Heritage and you're going to see graded coins that are mint errors. That's what you want, already graded coins, because you can also use eBay. But the problem with eBay is that you're going to run into coins that are not graded, and that's going to throw you off. So you want to look up mint errors. You can come over here and look up a category for mint errors. Here's errors. And you want to also, over on the side, you want to select, let's say, small cents, and then let's say wheat cents. Well, let's go back. Let's do the memorials. And then we're going to do off center. Okay. And you really want to look for a graded example. Well, you definitely want to go down to the sold, so you see what they sold for. So here's a bunch of, let's say, off center and different types of off center errors. You can see the values and how much they actually sold for. Graded. I would go with graded because the grade is also as important as the mint error itself as far as how much it's going to sell for. You remember the brockage I showed you there, the off-center brockage for $115 on Heritage. It was mint state 66 red. If it was a 64, it would have sold for less. If it was a 67, it would have sold for more. So the value of it is also determined by the grade. So you want to look for graded examples. And eBay gives you options to choose graded or not graded. So you want to do that. So that's how you would look up mint error values to see if they're worth sending off or not. So then here's the PCGS submission guidelines. What they do here is a submission form that they actually send you in the mail, and they'll send you when you join. You can use this, and it's self-explanatory. I will show you one thing that you have to do when you're looking at this, and we'll have to blow it up here for you. But here is variety. You'll want to click that if you are wanting, right here, if you want to use a variety attribution, and it's already listed on their site. You just want to make sure that they already have it listed and they recognize that variety, or it's a waste of time to send it to them. But you definitely have to go through the process of clicking that so that you have the extra charge whenever you're figuring up your charges. And that's what it does over here. When you're looking at this form, you're actually, here's your total declared value. So you're going to declare the value based off of the grade that you think that it's going to be, and we just looked at that. So you think it's going to be a G4, and you're obviously looking at a variety, so you're going to click that. So it's going to be $18. You've already paid your voucher, and you'll click that you have a vouchers. It'll ask you that. You can actually click on the form and read a little bit more. And like I said, it's so easy. It lays it right out for you and shows you how to do it here. Not only that, you scroll down below this form, and it actually gives you more information on how to do this. Okay, it even tells you, there's even a place that tells you how to pack coins on the website here. I showed it to you in packaging and mail coin. It tells you how they want it done. I mean, it's right here. It's like having a free book, and it shows you how to do it. This is how I do it right here. You can submit it in the holders if you want to. I take mine out of the holders, but if you're not experienced at it, you don't have to. You can send it into them. They used to charge you more. I don't think they do now. I made a mistake of saying that in one of the videos. So you could call them and send them an email and ask them if they do it. So this is how I do it. And I did the online submission for you. You would start it. And it's just step by step, almost like filling out that form I just showed you. You're doing it online. And then you'll do that, and you'll hit submit, and then you'll print it. When you print it, you'll put it in your submission form. You'll keep one copy. It's really cut and dry and pretty simple to send coins to PCGS. And like I said, just kind of recap, you want to make sure that PCGS recognizes the variety. Okay, if you think it's an error, then you want to definitely submit it under the error tier. And when you're looking at that on the form, it does give you a tier for the mint error to select. And you most certainly want to click that, and it's right here. And it explains a little bit about it, but right here is the mint error tier, and it does. You can see the costs. $65, and the maximum coin value is 10,000. I don't think you're going to find a mint error in your change that's going to exceed that. I mean, I'm sure if you find a 1969S double die, well, then you're going to be doing the variety instead. You can see the cost right here, how much it's going to cost you to do it. So you want to make sure that you click all of those. You want to make sure that, you know, they do recognize it, like I said. And then you want to use the photo grade to kind of give yourself a tentative grade of what your coin is, and then go to the price guide and see how much that's going to be worth based off of that grade. Okay, that's how you would do it. And it's really not that difficult. I think a lot of people make more out of it than they should, because it really isn't that hard. So that's pretty much in a nutshell how to do it without going through the whole process. Like I said, I've already done a video on that. I'll put that video in the description. PCGS and NGC are about the same. And like I said, I usually pick the one where the coin might be worth the most, or whoever has the best turnaround right now. That's the two reasons why I picked one against the other, because they're pretty much on par with each other. So thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment. Hit that sub button, and have a great day.